So, why are we talking about the US buying Greenland again? I know, it sounds like a headline ripped straight from the 1800s, but it is very much a 21st century issue. Today, we're going to break down Donald Trump's new push to acquire the world's largest island. We'll dig into the high stakes strategy, the incredible resources hidden under the ice, and the huge geopolitical chess match playing out behind the scenes.
It all kicked off again with this one. Very blunt statement from Donald Trump on Truth Social. The United States needs Greenland. Simple as that. And look, this wasn't just some off-the-cuff remark. This was a crystal clear declaration that put this whole issue right back in the spotlight. So what's behind this sudden urgency?
To really get a handle on the situation now, we have to look at just how fast things moved in early January. It was pretty wild.
Okay, so this timeline shows it all. Things escalated fast. On January 9th, it starts with a pretty aggressive threat. Then just 5 days later, boom, that threat becomes a formal demand, perfectly timed right before a major diplomatic meeting. But even after all that talk, nobody's budging.
Now, this is what really changes the game. It's being framed as an urgent matter of national security. And the suggestion that military action is even on the table? Well, that takes this way beyond some simple real estate negotiation. It shows you just how seriously this whole thing is being pursued.
So to understand that national security argument, you really have to understand Greenland's geography. Its incredible value has always been tied to its strategic position right there in the North Atlantic. Why this specific island? The answer actually goes back decades, all the way to the Cold War. It's all about a critical naval and air choke point that's becoming even more important today than it was back then. And that brings us to something called the GUK gap. This is the key to Greenland's military importance. If you control this corridor between Greenland, Iceland, and the UK, you basically control the front door between the Arctic and the Atlantic. It was absolutely vital for keeping an eye on the Soviet Navy during the Cold War, and today it's just as crucial for monitoring Russian and Chinese moves.
And this shows you what that looks like on the ground. The US already has a major base there, Pitafik Space Base, thanks to a treaty from 1951. It's essential for everything from early warning missile defense to tracking satellites. You can see why having full US sovereignty over the island would be seen as a way to lock down those capabilities for good. And look, this isn't just some hypothetical scenario. This is happening right now. According to a recent report from the Arctic Institute, both Russia and China are actively building up their military presence in the Arctic. This new era of great power competition is forcing the US to completely rethink its strategy in the far north. But believe it or not, military strategy is only half the story. Forget the location for a second. There is a massive economic prize just sitting there, right underneath Greenland's giant ice sheet. And here you have the heart of the economic argument, rare earth minerals. Right now, the US relies heavily on China for this stuff, and it's in everything from the phone in your pocket to the most advanced military tech. Getting access to Greenland's huge untapped reserves, that could completely change the game and secure a vital supply chain for the US. It's not just about what's under the ice. As the climate changes, new opportunities are literally opening up on the water. We're talking about new global trade routes. A 40% reduction. Just think about that. An Arctic shipping route could slash the travel time between Europe and Asia by that much, compared to going through the Suez Canal. The country that controls the waterways around Greenland would have incredible leverage over the future of global trade. So, you've got a compelling strategic case and a massive economic prize. It sounds like a slam dunk, right? Well, this is where the political reality gets a lot more complicated. This is the question at the center of all of this. With all this pressure coming from the United States, can a deal like this actually be forced through? Well, the answer from both Greenland and Denmark has been a very firm, very consistent no. See, Greenland is a self-governing country, and its leaders have made it crystal clear their home is not on the market. But, an outright sale isn't the only move here. Even without a purchase, the US has other ways to boost its presence, from updating that old 1951 defense agreement to just pouring more economic investment into the country. And to really get why the people and leaders of Greenland feel so strongly about this, it helps to just appreciate the mind-boggling scale of the land they call home. I mean, this contrast is just wild. You have this immense landmass. We're talking bigger than Alaska and Montana put together, but its population is about the size of a small American city. It truly is a land of epic scale and human scarcity. So this is the Greenland of today, a huge, icy landscape.
a self-governing nation, but one whose economy really depends on fishing and subsidies from Denmark. It's a unique place with its own history and its own identity. But the ground is shifting under their feet, quite literally. The melting ice is the great catalyst here, unlocking all those resources and shipping lanes that are suddenly turning this remote island into a key piece on the global chessboard.
And that's really the central question this whole story leaves us with. This is about so much more than just one island or one political demand. It's about the future of the entire Arctic region. And the answer to that question is going to shape international relations for decades to come.